Ace Attorney. Yet again. But I forgot to change the stream info again. So, give me 1 second, I'll do that. Damn it. Spirit of Eustace. As what's his name referred to Apollo Justice. 10 is one I gotta replay at some point since I really wasn't super into it during your first playthrough, but I feel like I would enjoy it better the second run. Especially if I try to the expert sphere grid. Burn pain is basically gone now, so it can get cozy. Nice. Is everyone making sure to stay hydrated? I am. I have a whole nother drink here. Anyway, we're back. We're in day 1 of the trial. We just tore apart Rafa's divination seance regarding Ater'ihbil. And it's been revealed that there are 3 people at the scene of the crime. Maya, Tarust, and someone dressed as Lady Kira. You. Wow. Are you sure about this, Prosecutor Sadmadhi? Oh, it actually saves the record. My work as an international prosecutor has taken me to courtrooms around the world. Crank that up a little bit. And in that time, I have learned to perform the last rites for souls in trials lacking a seance. Yes, of course. Forgive my ludicrous inquiry. Moreover, I have with me a forensic investigator from overseas. I will show you all the most magnificent last rites ever seen. Guess he really does think highly of Emma and her forensic expertise. I'm impressed that he's come to understand their value. Then again, he is an international prosecutor who solved tough cases around the world. Time to hunker down, huh? Now then, let us continue with today's proceedings. Could the defense please tell us who the third party dressed as Lady Kira was? Your new claim has negated the insights of the royal priestess. So I trust you have some evidence to support it, correct? Yes, of course. This third party must have really wanted to kill the High Priest. Might be able to identify who it was, if I had evidence of their murderous intent. Well, we're waiting, Mr. Wright. The evidence that can reveal the identity of the third party is this. Probably the warning letter, right?
Take that!
Nope. This piece of evidence tells us who the third party is. 5 and 8 are some of your favorites, partially because of the extra customizations you give your party members. So that's something you'd like to have in 10, too. Yes, I suppose this evidence does clearly demonstrate one thing. The fact that you are lowlier than the lowliest of worms, that is. Even a lawyer like you cannot worm your way out of this one, defense. Talk about opening up a can of worms. No respect, I tell you. Your Majesty, I'd like to present another piece of evidence. Well, it seems the worm is not without spine. Very well, what other evidence do you have for us today? Is it the note itself, I guess?
Take that!
Yeah, it was. They should have taken the envelope. It was the same piece of evidence. 3 days before the purification rite, the victim received a warning letter from an unidentified individual. He did? Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the High Priest. The letter said, do not perform the rite, but the rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the High Priest was murdered. Who do you suppose sent that letter? A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. Sorry. Peace? I don't understand. I had heard that Lady Kira, that has been in the news of lately, only hunted rebels. If so, why would she have killed the High Priest? Excellent question. Maybe it would help to think of it this way. What if the High Priest had secretly been a rebel? The High Priest? He couldn't possibly have been a rebel. A High Priest, a devout follower of Qur'anism. A rebel? Do you even comprehend the blasphemy of which you speak? Well, do you? I too found it hard to believe at first. But as I continued my investigation, it started to become more and more plausible.
Objection!
The third party was the rebel hunting Lady Kira, and the High Priest was a rebel. Your mockery of Kharianism. No. Of the kingdom of Kharian itself knows no bounds. Whoops. That shameless Pu'n lawyer is making a mockery of our religion. As a faithful Kharianist, I take issue with these claims, and I am loath to admit them into today's proceedings. I don't like where this is going. The defense's claims are but vile blasphemy tantamount to spitting on the Holy Mother. Is it really that big of a deal, Maya? Abbot Imi was a distinguished monk, and very well respected too, so... yeah. Please don't let this turn into an international incident. But fear not, good people of Kharian. The rantings of this putrid-brained lawyer who seeks to sully the soul of the deceased shall come to no avail once I conclude these last rites. The prosecution's assertion that the accused killed the victim remains unchanged. But the victim was stabbed in his abdomen. How is that possible when he had his back turned towards Miss Fey? Someone else must have killed him.
Objection!
Are you sure about that? You may have invalidated the seance, but do not let it go to your putrid head. The karmic flow of this trial is, as of yet, still in my hands. How can you be so confident? Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy. And I shall prove that by calling a new witness to the stand. An eyewitness who will deliver a definitive answer that will dispel the defense's doubts. An eyewitness? Very well, let us call this eyewitness to the stand. It's this guy again. It's him again. Well now, he has to be the shaggiest witness I've ever laid eyes upon. Please state your name and occupation. Oh, I'm, that's so-and-so, whatchamacallit. Anonymous, TBD. At least that's what they've been calling me. Anonymous, to be determined. TBD as in to be determined? Can't you just tell us your real name? The witness has suffered a blow to the head, rendering him an amnesiac. Therefore, I named him Anonymous TBD in my report, but he thinks TBD is part of his name. Why'd you name him? Why'd you give him a pun name of Anonymous? I'm sorry to derail this, but I have to see what he was called in Japanese for this. Original name of Anonymous. TBD, okay. His Japanese alias while suffering amnesia comes from Nanashi no Gonbei, which roughly means John Doe. Oh, okay. But it's written in katakana, so it's meant to be, like, read as his name, instead of it just being a phrase. It's canon. Every pun name in this game is his fault now.
Objection!
You're letting an amnesiac testify? Have no fear, I have already questioned him at length. While it is true that he has utterly forgotten his name and past, his memory of what he witnessed is still very much intact. Considering the dearth of information, any new knowledge may be of help. Therefore, I will permit his testimony. Now, Mr. Immis, please tell us what you saw. The night of the murder. That night I was up on top of Mount Pony Pony, the mountain next to the Inner Sanctum. I hate crowds, so I climbed up there to pray in peace. I know it's a no-no, but since there was no one around, I used my binoculars to spy on the right at the Inner Sanctum. That's where I saw the accused stab the High Priest with a dagger. There's no way you saw Miss Faye stab the victim with a dagger. I swear I don't know what he's talking about, or don't remember at any rate. Mount Pony Pony, the beautiful mountain that is also known as the Little Sanctum. They must be talking about that smaller mountain from the poster. Mr. Immis, I was wondering, what can I do for you? The Inner Sanctum lies at a high... The Inner Sanctum lies at a high elevation where clouds and fogs can obscure the view. Are you sure you were able to see what happened from the mountaintop next to it? Good point. His Majesty raises an excellent question. Well, Mr. Immis? On the day of the Wright, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I had a perfect view. If you don't believe me, check the weather forecast in the paper that day. Nick, don't we have the newspaper for that day? Yeah, let's take a look. Please take a look. Area around the Inner Sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today. The warmer temperature will make for excellent prayer weather. Be warned, however, that it will see a cold front move in overnight. It does say calm, clear skies, doesn't it? See? Told you so! Reports on the weather and Lady Kira's activities, among other things. Well, it would appear the witnesses offer testimony worth hearing. Mr. Immis, I too have a question for you. Didn't he already question the witness? Well, that's what I'm here for, right? Shoot! How is the accused holding the dagger? Was she holding it underhanded, its blade protruding from the bottom of her hand? Yep, I believe she was. It's called a reverse grip. Ah, I thought as much.
Hold it!
Hold it right there. What bearing does that have on the case? Cease your interruptions, you putrid-headed lawyer. Do you not see the significance in how the blade was held? Why don't you enlighten me, O enlightened one? Wow, rude. I knew you were a fool. I can already picture you in your next life. Next life? Yes, after your soul rides for centuries in the pits of hell. You shall be reborn as a witless sea urchin, with barbs limited to your posterior. You shall live a short, inconsequential life, only to be brutally devoured by a sea otter. What karma would be into that? That was a bit excessive. I simply asked what the dagger grip had to do with the case. Now pay attention. Had the accused held the dagger is of vital importance. With such information, we can infer exactly what actions she took. You were saying that the victim was killed while he had his back turned to the accused. Is that correct? Yes. As such, the accused's dagger tells us something very important. Dagger grip, excuse me. The accused approached the victim from behind, swung her arms around him, and plunged the dagger deep into his abdomen using a reverse grip. What?! Thus, Mr. Immis's testimony clears up any doubts that might remain. And it coincides with her benevolence's insights as well. This is a disaster. I thought I'd blown those insights out of the water, but now they're back to haunt me. Now then, the defense may cross-examine the witness. Oh boy. Hello? Okay. That night, I was up at the top of Mount Pony Pony.
Hold it!
Are you saying you're not... Are you sure you're not mistaken, Mr. Immis? Was it really Mount Pony Pony that you climbed? Oh, I'm sure of it. It was really Pony Pony-ish mountain. What does that even mean? You know, now that I think about it, it was a mighty fine view. The genderqueer militia. Hey, Zijimong. Hate crowds, so I climbed up there to pray in peace. If you hate crowds, why bother climbing to the top? Couldn't you have just as easily prayed at the bottom of Mount Pony Pony? Wrong, bucko. This is a once-a-year epic event. I wanted to pray as close to the actual thing as possible. You're so gung-ho about it, why didn't you go pray at the Plaza of Devotion? Like I said, I hate crowds. I wanted to pray in peace. Oh, holy mother, why do I only get the annoying ones? My burning faith demanded that I climbed up the mountain closest to the inner sanctum. Also... Whoops. No, stop.
Hold it!
Whoops. Since nobody was around... Strange guy, you can't see his face on account of his beard. Pretty suspicious if you ask me. There's nobody who could corroborate your actions either. Ho! You're exactly right. What are you, Jack Frost? In that case, Mr. Immis, let me ask you this. Was there a reason you didn't want to be seen? About that. If you get caught climbing the surrounding mountains on the day of the rite, you could get in big trouble. That's it? Yeah, it's totally embarrassing getting yelled at when you're a grown-up. Yeah, you're real grown-up, alright. And since nobody was around, I lost all inhibition, and...
Hold it!
You had a pair of binoculars with you. That's pretty convenient. You weren't playing the spy on the right all along, were you? Actually, I just happened to have them for the bird watching. Hey. Bird watching, huh? I see. You're not going to keep pressing him on this. He's as sketchy as heck, but I don't really have anything I could really sink my teeth into yet. Oh, okay then. Love the great outdoors. That's just the kind of guy I am. A guy called Anonymous. TBD. He's really starting to get on my nerves. As I looked through my binoculars, I couldn't believe it was unfolding before me.
Hold it!
Did you really say what you say you did? Did you really see what you say you did? Are you saying I'm lying about this? Well, I'm not. It's etched permanently in this old noggin. But I didn't do what you say I did. I didn't even get a chance to touch the dagger on the day of the rite. What do I know of that? All I know is what I saw. I've never seen it. I've never even seen it before in my life. What possible reason could I have to lie? Ugh. Didn't expect there to be any witnesses way up there. But I don't remember doing any of that at all. I know. I have a feeling the witness is lying. There has to be an inconsistency somewhere in his testimony. Should take another look at the court record. That night, it had to be... It has to be that, right? Because the rite took place during the day. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Morning of the purification rite. Was that night? Oh. Oh, the purification rite was at night. Yeah. Yeah, when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony. Okay, never mind. I'm getting confused because we haven't seen the place at night. Stabbed from the front. Okay. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to see shit from there. Because not only is it higher up, but the guards are there.
Objection!
What? I saw the accused, okay. Maybe it's that.
Objection!
Come on! It could be a little more lenient. You know what I'm trying to prove here. Maya, which statement do I need to play on? Looks like you can't count on your bluffing skills to save your butt this time. Yeah, this is a tough one. Well, to me, there's something about this one statement that seems off. Yeah, it does sound a little strange, doesn't it? Thanks, Maya. I'll take another look at the evidence. You can always count on me. Use my butt. Okay, so it's this, but with this, right?
Objection!
Okay. It's really annoying, because, like, the poster easily shows the same exact thing, and both statements could apply to this, but whatever. I mean, I get the logic behind the specific choice, but, like, it could be a little more. I mean, remember, last stream I had trouble picking a lantern at the right time. Your Majesty, I had my doubts about this bushy-bearded witness, but now I know we can't trust him. What? You ain't just judging me solely on my bodacious beard, are you? Not at all, Mr. Immis. It's much more than your sketchy appearance. It's your sketchy testimony. His testimony, you say? Yes, recall how the inner sanctum was that day. Specifically that it was completely enclosed by the ritual curtain. Why, yes, I believe you're right. The curtain would have completely blocked the witness's view from Mount Pony. Therefore, he couldn't possibly have seen the murder happen. Hoo-ha! Mr. Immis, have you been knowingly making false statements to this court? Aye! You got me! The witness will lower his voice. I didn't actually see the accused herself. He didn't actually see the accused herself? What's that supposed to mean? Let me set the record straight, I beg ya. Night of the murder, amended. I saw their shadowy silhouettes projected against the ritual curtain. The figures were created by the light of the full moon on that clear and still night. He was just a shadow, but I could tell it was the accused reverse gripping that dagger. Shadows, that's what you saw? That's right. I could see what was going on by the shadows projected onto the ritual curtain. In the future, Mr. Immis, I would rather you offer up accurate testimony from the start. Forgive me, my main man, Mr. Magistrate. Chalk it up to my fuzzy memory. Though he saw but shadows, it's still valuable testimony. Had to be kidding me. What are we going to do now, Nick? All I could think of is look for inconsistencies between the actual Wright and Mr. Immis says he saw. I'll blame it to murdery. Sure, let's let him testify again. No crime here. Yep, that's an Ace Attorney in a nutshell. Now then, the defense may cross-examine the witness once more. Moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony. That would mean that it's not projecting shadows.
Objection!
Yep. Wow, I got that one fast. You saw silhouettes projected by the moonlight. Sorry, but that's just not possible. What do you mean? How's it not possible that it was totally possible? That's impossible. I think I'm going to need a logical ease translation on that. Let's take a look at this Wright's guide, shall we, Mr. Immis? The right is held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, he's whistling. Should have done that. So if the moon was shining from the west, any shadows would have been cast eastward. But Mr. Immis was standing to the west of the inner sanctum on Mount Pony. Oh, holy mother! That's right. Our witness here couldn't have seen any shadowy figures on that curtain. No. No way! Perhaps it was the sacred flames of the lantern that cast the shadows he saw? I'm afraid not. I inspected them during my investigation, but the flames were way too small to cast the crisp, distinct figures Mr. Immis claims to have seen. But I did see those silhouettes, really. But how could he, Nick? Maybe he was someplace where they were visible? Wait, don't tell me. Your Majesty, if Mr. Immis really did see those shadows, it brings a brand new fact to light. And that would be... The brand new fact that comes to light if Mr. Immis really did see the shadows is... he was somewhere else. He wasn't where he claimed to be at the time of the murder. Oh, well then where do you propose the witness was? Someplace where he could have seen the shadow figures, naturally. Wait, you mean... None of the mountains of the inner sanctum are close enough for a good view. That leaves only one place where he could have clearly see the shadows from. And where might that be? This is where Mr. Immis was at the time of the murder. Plaza Devotion, the High Priest's home, the inner sanctum. Mr. Immis was at the inner sanctum, just outside the curtain on the east side. That's the only place from which he could have seen the shadowy figures. Hoo-ah! Really? Wow, even I didn't think of that. Wasn't the inner sanctum off limits to all but the victim and the accused? And the third party who was there, you mean? I get the feeling that's a subject Prosecutor Sadmahi would rather not touch right now. You mean... That's right, this witness was at the scene of the crime, which means he's the mysterious third party we saw during the divination seance. He could be the one who dressed as Lady Kira and killed the High Priest. Oh, yeah! What?
Objection.
No one but the two participants were allowed anywhere near the inner sanctum, and the only way up there are the stairs that start down at the Plaza of Devotion. So tell me, how do you propose the witness entered that sacred space? Oh, he must have, not thought that far ahead. Sanctum has sheer cliffs on 3 sides and a steep towering rock face on the other. No one could have made it there by climbing the faces of those cliffs. He flew. His Majesty speaks true. To say Mr. Immis was at such an inaccessible location is but a bid to tarnish his credibility. Is that not right? Right. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. No, sir, no how. At least I'm pretty sure I wasn't.
Hold it.
Then what about those silhouettes you claim to have seen? I'm starting to think I've been imagining things. What? This is insane! I knew we couldn't trust that lawyer. He's trying to frame the witness. Peace, peace, I say. This is impossible. Unless I could show him how he got to the inner sanctum. Just looks like I'm trying to slander Mr. Immis. I believe in you, Nick. Rah, rah, sis boom ba. Fight, fight, Phoenix Wright. Just look at the accused. Has she no shame? What's your problem, lady? Phoenix Wright is very trustworthy, I'll have you know. She's got some nerve for a criminal. I bet that lawyer poisoned her mind. Please, Maya, you're only making it worse. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but it's probably best to keep it to yourself for now. I would advise the defense to think carefully before making any more sudden outbursts. Yes, Your Majesty. I wasn't the bad guy before, I definitely am now. Now, Mr. Immis, I would like you to think back carefully before you testify next about where you were that night. I wasn't at the inner sanctum. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell ya. That much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory. Besides, it would have been impossible to get in there in the first place. Well, you lawyers sure are scary. Guess it might have been possible for him to get to the inner sanctum like he claims, but... Now will you desist in trying to frame this innocent witness? Yeah, I'd like to see you explain how he got up there. Mr. Wright, is it not time to end these cross-examinations? A moment of desperation leads to 100 million years of torment. It means that for each moment a sinner spends struggling to deny their sins, 100 million years of torment are added to their time in hell. Quirinianism is the strictest religion ever. And just so you know, you've already accrued 200 million extra years. Plus the 5 they started with, that's 700 million years of torment. Sure, what's another 200 million, give or take? Well, it's a big deal to me. Can't keep saying that the witness was there at the inner sanctum if I can't prove it. Problem is, how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that?
Hold it!
Are you sure you weren't there? All I'm sure of is that you're deeply skeptical. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, are all lawyers always like this? Most certainly. They always try to pin crimes on innocent witnesses without any proof whatsoever. They are no better than bacteria or viruses. Yikes, you mean he's contagious? He's gonna give me lawyeritis! Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Whew, that was a close one. God, those lizards are so crunchy! He almost put me at the scene of the crime when I wasn't there.
Hold it!
You just said your memory was fuzzy. I sure did. What's the big deal? I'll tell you what. Your testimony isn't very credible if your memory of these events is fuzzy. Oh, no worries there. My memory may be fuzzy, but I'm very clear on one thing. Here we go again. If you ask me whether or not I remember what I did that night, I'd say I do. In short, you are confident that your testimony is true. Is that correct, Mr. Imus? Exactly. Guess you don't get to be a judge for nothing. So in closing, I can clearly say that I was totally not there.
Hold it!
What if it really wasn't possible for you to get into the inner sanctum? If you have something to say, just say it. Couldn't there have been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention? No, there isn't. Which means there is. Perhaps the defense would like to share its theory with us. I don't even have a wild guess, let alone a theory, though. Time to reach into my bag of bluffs. To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention. Climbed up the cliff. Doesn't work because I already said sheer cliffs. Came from the plaza. Obviously not. He fell from the sky. Maybe you fell from the sky? The lawyer thinks he's a comedian now. I was wondering what crazy theory you'd propose next. Well, defense, let's hear it. Mr. Imus could have, parachuted down. We already know that the weather was clear, and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say. Now that you've been backed into a corner, your delusions grow ever more delusional. The inner sanctum is only on a tiny ledge, upon a sheer cliff over 2,000 meters tall. I like how the prison is just, like, up there. Like there's no space around it. One misstep and a skydiver would soon find themselves in the Twilight Realm. Yeah, I don't care how still the wind was, even I couldn't have made that jump. Wait, what's this building on top of the Sacred Mountain? That is Royal Penitentiary number 4. Oh right, Princess Rafa mentioned there was a prison up there. How do you get your prisoners up there anyway? By helicopter, but only with the authorization from the Minister of Justice. He's the only one who can approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum. Mountain range poster updated. Might I also add defense? That no parachute or any other equipment necessary for skydiving has been found. Are you saying I flew down there by flapping my arms? Maybe incredible dude, but even I'm not capable of that. Well, please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Imus. It's not like I can fly through the air, either. But we know you can. Sanctum prayer flags. Prayer flags found inside the ritual curtain. They've been sewn together into a long banner.
Objection!
That's the parachute. Mr. Imus is right. He couldn't have skydived down there without any gear. Well now, finally come around, have ya? Now you see that I couldn't possibly have been at the inner sanctum. Right. If you didn't have any gear, that is. Well, what on earth are you talking about? That overreaction's a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Take a look at this piece of evidence. Those are prayer flags, are they not? Yes, but they have been sewn together to create one big banner. A banner that could also function like a parachute. Palkunka. People of Karayan are so used to seeing prayer flags. that the police didn't even think twice about these flags during their investigation. No, this cannot be. Weird spot for a building. Looks like someone's silly layout for a SimCity. Like, hey, Izzy, you have to ask what culture is Kurine supposed to be anyway. Well, Kurine, spelled K-U-R-A-I-N, is supposed to be, like, Japanese-based. Whereas Kurine, the country, is supposed to be situated more towards... I mean, they directly say India, but, like, obviously it's not... It's I don't know. It's Indian-inspired, but it's clearly not the same country. It's also worth noting that, like, Kurine Village, the village of Japanese people, is... They're not Kurine, like... I don't know, it's so hard to describe. They're Japanese, they just practice the Kurine religion. Central Asia, the theme park, pretty much. The witness landed in the inner sanctum by using these prayer flags as a parachute. Is that not right, Mr. Immis? There's no way out. I'm surrounded! Mr. Immis? All this talk's jogged my memory. I guess I was there at the inner sanctum after all. Ugh. As I suspected, there were 3 people there that night. You did it, Nick. There's bits and bobs in the uniforms and decorations that keeps tripping you up. Yeah. It's just a mishmash. You weren't wrong after all. Thanks? Mr. Immis, you were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you? What? No way. No how. It's like this. Oh yeah. I was only there at the inner sanctum by accident. By accident? Exactly. And that thing's not a parachute, it's a homemade paraglider. A paraglider? You telling me you could fly using that patchwork mess of material? May not look like much, but it's as sturdy as can be. Rode the wind like an eagle, going higher and higher from my earthly launching point. And then something happened that forced me to land at the inner sanctum. So you just happened to land there? You expect me to believe that? No, please calm yourself, Mr. Wright. However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed. And it certainly warrants further explication. Therefore, let's continue with more testimony. Why I was at the inner sanctum. That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. But just as Mount Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened. An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum. He just said there was fair weather. Yeah. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory. So you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident. Well, I assume if I press him on that, he's gonna bring up the weather. Mr. Immis, you failed to mention any of this during your pre-trial questioning. Can't be helped. I mean, if I'm just remembering it now. Continue such slipshod testimony, and you'll be cast into the hell of hangnails, where you shall have hangnails grown and ripped out for 800 million years. Hoo-ah! I think I'll pass on that. Looks like that caught Prosecutor Sadmahi off guard. This is my chance to rip his case to shreds. An accident. Let's see what he says the accident is. What exactly was this accident you had? Good question. Now, what was it again? Wind. Oh, yeah, it was the wind. And not just any wind, but a sudden gale force wind. Made me lose control. Music makes you lose control. Is that fucking Murray from Harvest Moon, It's a Wonderful Life? Is it? Does it look like that character? The wind was strong enough to make you lose control. You got that right. Okay, then, please add that to your testimony. Oh, that was a quick one. Also, hey, Quillsoft, how you doing? Gale force winds came out of nowhere, so I made an emergency landing at the sanctum. Area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies. Will make for an excellent prayer weather. The warmer temperature will make for excellent prayer weather.
Objection!
There we go. Wind made him lose control, causing him to torque dangerously and forcing him to land. We have a saying in my country, Mr. Immis. From one lie sprouts another. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? It means someone caught lying will lie again in an attempt to conceal their first lie. In other words, this current testimony is just a blatant lie you're telling to cover your tracks. What did you just say? You claimed gale force winds caused you to lose control. But this newspaper has the weather report for the day of the murder. It says the area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today. It's actually been a few Ater'ihbil games. There's one where you get to pick between two dogs and it's implied he eats the other one. What? Volkunka! I do believe it says that. From one lie sprouts another. That makes sense, but is it really a saying back home? I've never heard of it. Yeah, I kind of made that one up. Real? Your Majesty, the witness's testimony contains another flaw, one that's even more fatal to his cause. More fatal, you say? The defense will explain himself at once. Mr. Immis claims that he was flying up around the inner sanctum with his paraglider, but it would have been impossible to get all the way up there without any wind. Why, yes, I believe you're right. We know the witness was at the inner sanctum, so... Mr. Immis, how did you get there? And from where? They gave Maya lip gloss, yeah. Without any wind, you couldn't have flown up there from the bottom of the mountain. By process of elimination, the only starting point that makes any sense is... Your Majesty, I believe I have the answer to your question. To reach the inner sanctum, Mr. Immis must have launched himself from here.
Take that!
Oh, are you insane? That's where he came from. If he couldn't have come from below, the only option is from above. The only other option is from above. So you see, Anonymous came down from Royal Penitentiary number 4. From there, he could have easily reached the inner sanctum by parachute. And that means he might have also killed the High Priest. What? Mr. Immis, were you the third party at the inner sanctum? And the one behind the warning to halt the Wright that the victim received? Was it you we saw in the final memory? Are you the rebel hunter, Lady Kira? Ooh-ah! Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sir. Help me out here. You did it. You finally left him speechless. Oh, come on, Mr. Prosecutor, man. Quiet, you fool. You should use this time to prepare yourself for what is to come. For a fate far worse than hangnail hell awaits you now. Ooh, his hand shaking. He's angry. He angry. Well done, defense. I must concede this point to you. The witness did, in fact, descend to the inner sanctum from the Royal Penitentiary number 4. Huh? He even put up a fight this time. That's awfully generous of him. But if you are as perceptive as you may seem, then surely you've already figured out the riddle. The riddle of Anonymous's true identity. Oh, his true identity? Not sure I know quite yet, but I guess I'll have to answer with something. It would seem I'm the only one still in the dark here. Would the defense care to enlighten me? Who is this man we've been calling Anonymous? The witness's true identity is... Is this really him? Only now do you realize the truth. Well, please do share with us your belated insight. What's wrong, Nick? Why are you holding back? Because this isn't going to be very helpful to our case. Really? Are you sure? Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. The scruffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. But it's all becoming clear now. The nighttime base jump from the mountaintop prison. The precision landing at the inner sanctum using only a homemade parachute. Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a formal paratrooper, could have pulled that off. This witness is Datz, a rebel, prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group. What? I was gonna say, you should have known better, Finks, than to count your ducklings before they hatch. This witness is an escaped prisoner? Precisely. Police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Yes, his name is literally Ater'ihbil. When I first heard that name when I originally played this, I thought his name was Ater'ihbil, like his name is That's Horrible. But then someone was like, no, it's Rebel, because he's a rebel. It's like, oh, shit. Meanwhile, he was here under our noses the entire time. Hoo ha ha ha! Didn't think anyone would see through my clever disguise. But the witness's charade is not all that has been shattered. Is it, defense? Boy, do I hate this guy. Please recall the defense's own words. I'm gonna put an emphasis on the last. That's a rebel. Yeah. He claimed that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. Yeah, and what's your point? It's obviously bullshit. He parachuted down with the witness's true identity. We literally just read this like 2 minutes ago. Oh no! He is a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He cannot possibly have been Lady Kira, mortal enemy of the rebels. No! Capcom, remember. Now, perhaps the witness will enlighten us to the truth. After all, he has yet to refute any of this. Hoo-ha! You got me. On the razor-sharp fangs of the defiant dragons. Does he have voice clips? Nope. That's a rebel! That's our rebel. Yeah. So we could argue this pronunciation all night. When did you get your memory back? Around the time you guys were talking about there being no wind. But you gotta give me credit for making all that the testimony off the top of my head. Are you prepared to tell us the truth now? Well, it's true I parachuted down to the inner sanctum, but I banged my head on impact and ended up unconscious outside the ritual curtain. In short, all my eyewitness testimony was a big fat lie. Big fat lie? Oh, and by the way, long time no see, Yuri. Wait, they know each other? Your Majesty. This filthy rebel belongs in a jail cell. Oh, yes, of course. Bailiff, seize him at once. Seems you really have forgotten the will of the dragon, huh, Yuri? But I haven't. I know dogs of the Garan regime are going to lay a finger on me. Alley-oop! Deploy all available resources. Want all units placed on high alert. The escaped prisoner escaped again. The police force has been placed on high alert. He will be caught before long. Can't catch me, not if I just run away! Yep. An escaped prisoner has also escaped the law again after giving a ton of false testimony. Talk about a troublemaker. He really pulled a number on all of us. What was the point of all that anyway? Well, I can't help but feel that entire episode was an enormous waste of time. Your Majesty. Perhaps it was not as great of a waste as you might believe. What makes you say that, Prosecutor Sadmahi? Datz our rebel dropped something as he made his escape from these holes. That scrap of paper looks awfully familiar. These appear to be direct orders from Dirk. From Dirk, the rebel leader? Oh, but we only have a small corner of it. Wait, I remember now. Your Majesty, I've seen that scrap of paper before. You have? The scrap of paper Datz our rebel dropped is part of this.
Take that!
And this is... I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that Mr. Ater'ihbil dropped. If we put the two together, we should be able to read what the order says. Words. Oh my, and just what does it say, Mr. Wright? I can't read Koreanese. Ah, Prosecutor Sadmahi, if you please. The ignorant lawyer has not bothered to learn our language. Very well, then. I do not understand. Well, what does it say? Using the lamplights as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the rite's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape. What? That's how he was to escape from prison? So if I were to assume that Mr. Ater'ihbil was the one who killed the High Priest, then maybe it was because Ater'ihbil tried to thwart his escape plan? Oh, foul lawyer, I'm afraid that is simply ludicrous. Huh? But I didn't say anything. Did you just read my mind? I know how your putrid mind works. Unfortunately for you, however, now that his rebel's escape plan has been revealed, it is clear that Datz Ater'ihbil is not the High Priest's killer. He's supposed to be here on holiday, you asshole. Yeah. All the more reason you should have learned the language. How can you be so sure? Should have at least learned some. A little bit. If only you would use that putrid brain of yours every once in a while. Datz Ater'ihbil's plan could not have worked without the help of a certain individual. What do you mean? I am speaking of Ater'ihbil, of course. Had Datz Ater'ihbil simply donned Lady Kira's robes and made his escape alone, he would have been far too conspicuous. But were he by the High Priest's side, the faithful citizens praying in the plaza would have no cause to suspect anything. It is, therefore, unthinkable that Datz Ater'ihbil was the High Priest's killer. Ah! So then you're saying the High Priest was a... Oh, I cannot bear to say it! I'm afraid it is so. He numbered among the rebels who threaten our kingdom. How could this be? The High Priest, a rebel? There must be some kind of mistake. Sure, but hard-pressed if you learn to read foreign languages fluently. Yeah, true. Let it go and move on. Accept the truth. It is the only way. And that goes double for you, Defense. Cease your futile battle now. And why should I? Because I will now put the final nail in the coffin of the accused. Now that we have eliminated Datz Ater'ihbil from our list of suspects, there's only one person that still remains. The accused, Maya Fey.
Hold it!
Hold it right there. Aren't you forgetting something important? Something important? Please do explain, Defense. We can't end this trial without looking into the arrow, the murder weapon, the third party. I'm talking about the true identity of Lady Kira we saw in the seance vision. If that wasn't Datz Ater'ihbil, then who was it?
Objection!
That matter has already been resolved. It has? What's he talking about? It is as I have maintained from the start. There was no third party in the seance vision.
Objection!
But there was another Lady Kira there besides Maya Fey. We all saw her. What the... I can't do my finger point. Ah! It is time to let it go and move on. Your fate has already been sealed, much like your arm. Shit yourself, Jutsu. This hardly seems fair. It is quite simple once you consider where the victim and the accused were at the time. The victim was near the spring with his back to the accused. What would he see ahead? Besides the water itself, there is nothing there but the War-bod statue. Precisely. Oh, that was the Phoenix saying that. Whoops. The Lady Kira we saw in the seance is the War-bod statue draped in her sacred robes. Oh, way! The accused wanted a false Lady Kira to appear in the seance vision before she came from behind and stabbed the victim with the dagger in a reverse grip. But why would the accused want to do something like create a false Lady Kira? To show it to the victim as he was being slain. And what reason would the accused have to fool the victim that she was about to kill? It was not the victim she was trying to fool. It was this very court itself. Come again? Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it looked as if another Lady Kira was there. And the defense was foolish enough to fall for it and claim it was a third party in disguise. Are you saying? I am. It was all a cleverly wicked scheme perpetrated by the accused. A scheme in which she sought to use the seance vision to mislead us. This can't be happening. What a face you are making, defense. I am surprised you are taking this so hard. After all, did I not clearly state a while back that you were chasing after naught but a deluded fantasy? You're telling me he knew how this would turn out all the way back then? And he was just waiting for the most effective moment to spring it on me? Do you understand now? I've had you dancing in the palm of my hand this entire time. It can't be. This is an outrage. You took our royal priestess's sacred divination seance and used it to commit this most foul and despicable murder? No, I did nothing of the sort. Maya. Nick, it's not true. I didn't...
Objection!
Cease this ugly display. Your fate is sealed until the facts have been exposed. Your Majesty, the time has come to convict this criminal who seeks only to taint this sacred hall. Indeed, it seems this trial is over.
Hold it!
Does the defense wish to offer up yet another counter-argument or something? The accused is not the killer. And, here's why. Now what do I do? Got nothing. It would appear the defense has run out of arguments to make. I thought for sure that the rebel was the killer. The only person with a possible motive, the one dressed as Lady Kira, has vanished. And I've got nothing to use against Prosecutor Sadmahi's argument. Damn it. I can't lose now. Not like this. Very well then, I shall now render my verdict. Wait! Please wait, I'm begging you! It is time to let it go and move on. This trial need not be drawn out any longer. The defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused, Maya Fey, and the defense, Phoenix Wright, instantly kills him right there. Ah, there it is. The I've lost fucking everything pose. Your Majesty, please forgive the interruption, but... Bad end, yep. What is the meaning of this? A body has been found in the Plaza of Devotion, Your Majesty. Sorry, Zai, try again. You know, I'm glad ghosts and haunting is legally Ghosts and haunting are legally real, but maybe they shouldn't be basing court testimonies on seance visions. Look, that's just how they do things here. They get upset if you try to tell them not to. Bad end. Maya, why must you keep getting accused for murders everywhere you go? What's this? A body? What's happened now? And we found this sticking out of the victim. Why, that's Lady Kira's warbot dagger. Lady Kira, she's returned from the Twilight Realm once more. She's come to defeat the rebels. Peace. Well, it would seem the dagger that was once lost has now been found. I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Sadmahi. Yes? This dagger. It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it. What? But why would Maya's prints be on it? I cannot believe it, yet it must be true. Is something the matter, Prosecutor Sadmahi? This trial has run its course, and the accused's guilt has been firmly established. However, it would seem the defense was right about one thing. I was? You claim that the murder at the Inner Sanctum had been carried out by the rebel hunter masquerading as Lady Kira. I did say something to that effect, but what of it? Prosecutor Sadmahi, are you suggesting what I think you are? I believe the true identity of the rebel hunter who has been masquerading as Lady Kira is none other than the accused, Miss Maya Fey. Well, what? Me? What? A lot of whatting happening here. I realize how shocking this may seem. Looking back, however, I now realize there was much that pointed to this fact. The rebel hunting Lady Kira was first sighted about 2 years ago, and the accused first came to our kingdom 2 years ago as well. Why, the timing matches perfectly. But there's more. That warning letter that was found in the High Priest's bedroom 3 days before the rite. Despite his house being locked up tight that night.
Objection!
How does that prove anything?
Objection!
It is difficult to believe an intruder could have found a way to enter such a secure house. However, the accused was known to come and go freely from there. Mainly to prepare for the purification rite. Ah. Don't even give the guilty verdict, just let it go. The accused could have easily left the house unlocked for herself without anyone noticing. No! Only someone capable of entering the priestess' home could have delivered it. A warning from Lady Kira to Ater'ihbil. If we assume the accused was Lady Kira, that more than establishes her motive for killing the High Priest. Yes, the victim was secretly an insurgent bent on helping Datz, our rebel, escape, after all. Precisely. That's what made him a target of Lady Kira's wrath. And after killing the High Priest, she then unleashed her divine justice on another rebel. So it seems the scope of this case has expanded. We now have 2 murders perpetrated by Miss Maya Fey, masquerading as Lady Kira. If Miss Fey is indeed a serial killer, it would affect the severity of our punishment. In light of this, I believe the second murder must be investigated before we can proceed. As you wish, Your Majesty. Wow. Maya Fey, I hereby charge you with the second murder. May your defiled soul feel the weight of your sins. A new murder charge on top of a guilty verdict. Seems the defense will live to see one more day. Talk about hanging on by a thread. Come tomorrow, a far more terrible punishment awaits you. I hereby suspend these proceedings so the second murder may be investigated. Until the conclusion of this new investigation, this court is adjourned. Oh, so there is a second day to this case. I think this is the only case in the game that technically has 2 days. To be continued. Oh no, the bonus case takes 2 days as well. May 11th, 1:03 p.m. Temple. What do I do now? I can't believe Maya and I were actually found guilty. We just fucking saw this, come on. So guilty, but because more he lives. Well, he lives one more day. And now, if she gets a tougher sentence, Phoenix shares that sentence, which likely means death. Does that technically mean Phoenix lost another case here? Mr. Wright! Albie, I saw the whole trial. What's going to happen to Miss Maya now? I'm worried about that too, but right now... Much of these games are written around the fact that they expect you to put the games down for long periods of time between sessions. Pretty much any to be continued. They assume you're going to take a break afterwards. But even then, like, we're getting flashbacks to moments that happened, like, 5 minutes prior. Not after the to be continued, but, like, even back during that court section itself. Hey, remember 5 seconds ago when you completely beefed it in the courtroom? Here, look again. Right now, I need to focus on the next trial. The murder of Acolyte Zealot, right? At least the jury's still out on that one, so to speak. 1 session a month, cases take years, just like in real life. 2 murders are most likely connected. If I could get to the bottom of Acolyte Zealot's murder... They actually never said that he was murdered in the previous part. An apprentice priest living in the High Priest's house. He was like part of the family. Praise the lot. Oh, look, Datz Ater'ihbil's gone. His regular profile is missing. It might give me the ammunition I need to overturn Maya's guilty verdict. Let me help you investigate. I want to assist you in any way I can. I appreciate it, Albie, but we're talking about a murder. Yeah, but it's going to be hard for a foreigner to investigate this on his own. You do have a point there. I wish I knew what to do. Isn't that... your benevolence? Doggo, yeah. Princess Rafa. Oh, it's you again. The dead lawyer walking, guilty of abetting a murder under the Defense Culpability Act. I see she hasn't lost any of her charm. Why the long face? Sorry, I had to mute myself twice there. I had to burp. Thought you'd be glad I was found guilty under the DC Act. I'm in no mood to take joy in your suffering. For I was unable to defeat you and had no job and had to leave the job to others. I failed in my sacred duty as the royal priestess. Guess that answers my question. All I did was defend my client. Can't bear to see her looking so sad like this, though. Your benevolence. Your benevolence. Oh, Barbed Head. Thought you had already begun your journey to the Twilight Realm. I'm not dead yet. Still have an investigation to do, for tomorrow's trial. What's this? Do you mean to say you have not given up yet? That's right. I'm going to prove Maya innocent tomorrow. But why? Why do you refuse to give up? I cannot fathom such obstinacy. Obstinacy. There was only one in there. Investigate all you want. I care not. You really don't mind? But aren't you worried that a lawyer backed into a corner by the DC Act might do something desperate, like forge evidence? What's this? If left unsupervised, I'd be free to do whatever I wanted, you know. Okay, now to see if she takes the bait. Yes, I see your point. Barbed Head? Yes? I know what happened yesterday. You perpetrated some sort of fraud or other misdeed while I was not watching. Huh? That explains why I misunderstood the voice of the High Priest's soul. Yes, of course, that's the only explanation. I was just trying to cheer her up, now she thinks even less of me. Must not allow you to sully our sacred hall of justice with your misdeeds ever again. Therefore, today I will be monitoring your every move once more. I will not fail to spot your misdeeds this time. The moment I see anything out of the ordinary, I will send you straight to prison. And you, boy, do not throw your lot in with this foreign devil. But your benevolence? It's okay, Albie. You don't need to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. But first, I should probably lighten my load a bit. Albie, would you mind holding on to some evidence for me? Of course not. I'm always glad to help. Unnecessary evidence unloaded onto Albie. May the Holy Mother's blessings be upon you. Now then, the scene of the crime is the logical place to start. If I recall correctly, the body was found at the Plaza of Devotion. Bag of holding gobbles up all the paperwork. That boy has grown far too close to you. He will require re-education if he persists in befriending lawyers. Re-education? What exactly does that entail? First, he must meditate upon Lady Kira for 48 hours in the prayer pose. How is that re-education? Sounds more like torture to me. Barbed Head, you have an investigation to conduct, do you not? Get on with it. Yes, but why does she always have to be like this? What? Why would you have preferred that What? Would you have preferred that tour guide boy tag along instead? Huh? Oh, It would appear that I've read your mind most accurately. That smile of hers is downright scary. Oh, like a lot of the stuff. The ransom letter's gone. I thought that would still be, needed here. Oh, the ransom letter is here. The envelope's gone. Okay. I'm not a Carinist, but maybe if I prayed with all my might, the Holy Mother will help me. Who am I kidding? I have to figure out how to solve this case myself. Oh, well. Cannot hear the monks' prayers all the way over there. Maybe the Holy Mother would answer mine if I slipped it in with theirs. Here goes. Please let me save Maya Fey. Look a little haggard in my reflection. It's like the water's showing me how I feel on the inside. Wait, what am I doing? I have to stay strong, especially for Maya. Okay, nothing going on here. Why does that guard keep eyeballing me? Can't let him get to me. Can't let him get to me. Ah, he's doing it again! Guard will come over if I ring this, right? I have no need for such an implement. Guard. Yes, your benevolence? Is it my honor to be at your service? Now you try it, Barbed Head. Oh, okay. Mr. Guard? Could I please speak with you? Seems he will not respond to a lawyer's call. I really read that line weirdly. Somehow I saw that coming from a mile away. Have you never seen a yak before, Barbed Head? Only in zoos. Well, in Khura'in, they play an important part in our daily lives. Therefore, they must be treated with kindness and with respect. Hey, what are you doing? I command you to cease that at once. Ah, that yak is really licking and nuzzling the daylights out of Rafa. Foul beast, you have made a mess of my royal raiment. For that I shall make a leather coat out of you later. Was that about treating them with kindness and respect again? The gate to Temple. And at the top of those stairs is my home away from home. Just looking at them is making my back ache, and that was a repeat of the previous one. It's a poster. That's the Plumed Punisher, Khura'in's famous action hero. Guess we're not the only country with superheroes like that. Why, this Gyam looks positively delicious. I think I shall take this one. Your benevolence, you can't just take things without paying. Shopkeeper, you will receive your payment from this barbed-headed foreigner. Thank you, barbed-headed foreigner. Peasants paying for princesses? This place is absolutely feudal. That's my stomach right now. Was that your stomach? No, that was not me. That was the cry of the warbod. Would you like a Magatamon? Enough, I am not hungry. Why can't some people just admit when they're hungry? Ah, what the heck was that? Honestly, what sort of grown man jumps at the call of a warbod? What? That war came from this bird? It is a bird, right? Well, give me a moment. Nana! The warbot has many natural enemies. Therefore, it mimics a lion's roar in order to scare them away. But you did not know that, did you? And you call yourself a lawyer? You didn't know either until you asked Nana. Enough, you lame brain. Nothing particularly interesting here. There's something over here, though, right? Oh. Can't read the sign, but this looks like a souvenir shop. Too bad I don't have time to do some shop. Okay. Yeah, it's the same as before. May 11th, High Priest's house. Hello, I'm sorry to bother you again, but... Oh, it's you. Barbed head, you were not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Belieb, are you? She lost her beloved husband and now acolyte Zealot, who was like a son to her. Of course I'm not. But since she was close to both victims, I wanted to hear what she has to say. Very well. And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Mrs. Inme. That probably means she isn't a rebel. Is this about poor Pu're? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think I could talk about that right now. But what about Maya? She's innocent. Maya, I heard she was found guilty. First my dear husband, and now Pu're? Mrs. Inme, you don't really believe that Maya is the killer, do you? I don't know. But that was the verdict, so what else can I believe? What am I to do? The verdict was already reached in your husband's case, but the truth of the matter is not yet found. Yet to be found. How can you be so sure? Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That's all I have right now. My faith in her. So please, help me understand what happened. So you're defending her based solely on faith, even though you'll be punished for abetting the accused? That's right. All right, then. Your faith has moved me. I'll tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Lady Belieb? My lovely wife is also a devout follower of Khurainism. As such, she is not one to make light of another's faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith, then Maya feigns innocence. I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 8 generations. Hey, leave Dina and Paulo alone, buddy. There's something wrong with this collection. There's a lot of animations that snap or disappear completely. And I'm wondering if that's, I'm wondering why. Because I'm pretty sure in the 3DS version, nothing like that ever happens. Also, 1 second. Oh, God. I'm burping a lot. I'm burping because I'm hungry. My stomach's, empty, so it's like, okay. Get some shit in me. I want to just look this up. Apollo Justice Collection. What the? Apollo Justice Collection. Bug. Earth, those are the worst, yeah. Strange little graphics glitch in case 3. Okay, no, that's not it. You ought to eat? I will. I'm only going to stream for another maybe 10, 20 minutes at most. Cutting room floor, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. No, I don't want Apollo Justice Ace Attorney for Nintendo DS. Well, whatever. I don't see anything about it. Pictures of the Queen and her husband, the Justice Minister of Khurain. Yes, my mother and my father. What do you think? Do they not possess an awe-inspiring air? Oh, terrifying is more the word I would use. Well, yes, they are very awe-inspiring. What a magnificent altar. Okay, this is a repeat of the same conversation from before. No one knows what the Holy Mother's face looks like, for some reason. I know the reason, but like I say, Barb's it appears you're quite fond of rummaging through garbage. Just thought there might be some other important piece of evidence in here. Oh, is that right? Look, I'm not doing this for fun, really. Doesn't look like there's anything else of interest in here. Ooh, my back is itchy. That's why I always have the back scratcher right there. This case sure goes on. Yep. Wait until you see the 5th case. That case is going to take us a while. Suspected so people could identify whatever face they vision. Maybe, but there is a more direct reason for that as well. Photo of the High Priest, his wife, Acolyte Zealot, and Maya. Since Maya's in it, it must have been taken the day before the rite. I should ask Mrs. Inmee about it. So let's see. Maya has that Plumed Punisher keychain, and it looks like the super fan she negotiated with was Belieb, because she's wearing the Steel Samurai watch. Look at Abbott. He seems so happy. Family photo added to the court record. Picture of Maya and the High Priest's family taken during the Feast of Blessings on the day before the rite. To think that this would be their final family photo. That no-good Maya Fey has some nerve. I mean, here she is posing with 2 men whom she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof that she didn't kill them. That smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. I'll prove Maya's smile is the real deal. Oh, the orb over here is gone. Yeah, some of the stuff here stays checked, like the TV and the poster. But like the altar, even though it was the same text as before, it was a circle. Very, very odd. Pu'n Zealot. How did Acolyte Zealot end up living here as your husband's disciple? About 2 years ago, while my husband was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains, he came across Pu'n collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. You were always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear? And he'd been living here ever since? About 2 years ago. That's around the same time Maya arrived in Khura'in. Yes, he was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as his disciple. But not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family, too. Found the Reddit post about this problem. It says the 3DS and mobile versions did not have this. Yeah, well, I know that, because I played the 3DS version. For some reason, there's just weird snaps in the animations. Like when someone leaves, they just disappear instead of fading out. I see. This is where Acolyte Zealot lived. There might be something lying around, something I could learn about him lying around here. Can I ask you about this photo? It was taken during the Feast of Blessings, the day before the rite was held. The Feast of Blessings? Who took the photo? Would you mind telling me a little more about it? The day before. This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings. The Feast of... Why are we repeating this phrase so much? Yes, it is forbidden to eat during the days of the rite, so the day before it is performed, we enjoyed dishes full of gingil, an herb known to strengthen the body and mind. Guessing that's all that green stuff in the middle. You loved the gingil-based dishes I make, didn't you, dear? Gingil. You could go 3 days without sleeping after eating some. Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell. Our customs say that these dishes can only be eaten the day before the purification rite, and only between noon and 3 p.m. That's pretty specific. Is it because the smell is too strong? A very good guess indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the time Lady Kira is welcome the next day. Wow, it really is that strong, huh? I think of it, the evening before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all around town. It's like a cross between garlic and mint. Ugh. After the Feast of Blessings, Pu'n went over to the plaza and began his supplication. That was Bleeb. After the Feast of Blessings, Pu'n went over to the plaza to begin his supplication. Never thought it would be the last time I would see him. What was Maya doing at the time? Shortly after Pu'n left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that. Bleeb's statement added to the court record. Family photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings, where it's customary to partake in dishes made with gingil. These dishes are only prepared during the feast, which starts at noon on the day before the rite and must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day. So Acolyte Zealot went out to pray the afternoon before the rite. According to the newspaper, on the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold the place had iced over. Pu'n always prayed a lot. That's his name, far more than anyone I have known. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others. I don't know why, but that's kinda intimidating to me. I thought I'd have made some progress by now, but I haven't come across any particularly insightful information, even here. You seem disappointed. Mrs. Inmee, is there anything else you could tell me? Forgive me, but if I keep thinking about those two any longer... Barbed head. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry to have troubled you. You have not found or heard anything of particular worth. Are you ready to give up? No, I'm not calling it quits yet. It's a strap that Maya received. Would you happen to know anything about it? It's for the Plumed Punisher action hero. Of course she knows, Barbed Head. It's only the most popular show in all of Karain. It would seem that the Royal Priestess is more familiar with the matter than I. What? No, I was simply advocating on behalf of the show's fans. I've already searched here, but it never hurts to take another look around. Oh, wow. That lantern looks broken, but it's hard to make out the details from this angle. Oh, that's solely because that's meant to be examined from a different angle. Usually Phoenix would remark on the stuff shared. Like, can't believe Mr. Ater'ihbil used this as a parachute. That reckless fool. Then again, he must have a screw loose if he counts himself among those vile rebels. Wouldn't exactly call him crazy, but he's certainly one of a kind. Alright, to the Plaza of Devotion. May 11th, Plaza of Devotion. Looks like the police already finished their investigation. To think someone would be killed here, a place devoted to prayer. A body outline and flowers? Did someone leave them here in memory of the deceased? There's something different about the prayer flags today. As the High Priest's disciple, Acolyte Zealot was utterly devoted to his training. First the High Priest, and now his devoted disciple. Maya Fey will pay for this. As I keep trying to tell you, Maya has nothing to do with any of this. And you could prove this how? What do you think I'm doing here? Gathering dirt and dust for the trial? You and your smart mouth. This is precisely why you and your lawyerly ilk are so reviled. Hey, Mr. Wright. Emma. It's that detective from your country again. Ah! It's the princess! You seem displeased that I'm here. Oh, no. Don't be silly. Mr. Wright, I'm so sorry about what happened to Maya. It's not your fault, Emma. You were just doing your job. And if I had just done mine... Mr. Wright... But it's no use crying over spilled milk. Would you mind telling me what you know about this murder? It's do or die in court tomorrow, and I mean that literally. Gladly. I'll help in any way I can. Remember, I have my eyes on the both of you, so see to it that you commit no misdeeds. Of course not. You're talking to a professional here. To think I would witness a lawyer being allowed to pass through the sacred gate. Yeah, well, I wouldn't unless I had to. The stairs were brutal to climb. What's this? Do you even know how many monks would give their lives to pass through that gate? Be thankful for the great honor you have been afforded. Yes, your benevolence. Alright, that was exactly the same as it was before. Albie said these are called prayer flags, and the prayers written on them are carried throughout the kingdom by the wind. Now, if I were to pray for something, you for me to not get dragged into any more trouble than I already have been here. Too late. This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. Your benevolence, what does it say here? The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude, but if you must know... It says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key, too. That's one of the more direct and practical prayers I've ever seen. Wonder if it's even a prayer. Brand new flag. Has some writing on it. Bring grub. Acolyte Zealot was killed in a prayer pose. With his head bent over like that, the last thing he saw must have been this rug. It is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. Strange that there's no other bloodstains, though. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze. Or perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment. It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside his body. Acolyte Zealot died and bent over in prayer. There's no trace of blood on the ground, though. But there's so little bleeding could mean it was a single stab to a vital point. Not that it would have been very difficult considering the position he was in. So these flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Zealot? What are they called? They are known as Namanda, and they are given to express sorrow when a life is lost. Seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is a universal practice. Flower to the Chinese used to pay tribute to the departed, expresses heartfelt sympathy. Namanda flower. Let's see, how about starting with an overview of what happened? Sure. The victim is Pu'n Zealot. He was the High Priest's disciple. His body was discovered around noon today, right after the rite wrapped up. So during the High Priest's murder trial. That's right. It was literally an hour before right now. Apparently he had been praying since the day before the rite even started. Talk about serious devotion. Yeah, I barely lasted a few minutes. This is a picture of Mr. Zealot's body. That dagger in his upper back looks like it would have been particularly painful. Is that a tattoo on the back of his neck? It's a peach. It's peach-shaped? Everyone started leaving when the praying was finally done, but the victim remained bent over in prayer, and when they went over to check on him, they discovered he was dead, right? Crime photo, Zealot, added to the court record. Yes, the estimated time of death is May 9th, sometime between the start of the rite and the discovery of the High Priest's body. In other words, we believe the crime took place during the purification rite, and the murder weapon was the same ceremonial dagger that killed the High Priest, but we saw him after the first murder occurred. And he didn't look like he had a dagger sticking out of his back. Prosecution believes Maya came down the stairs after killing the priest, and then stabbed Mr. Zealot with the same dagger. Circumstantial evidence does point to Maya, but what about the cause of death? He apparently died instantly when the dagger that was left thrust into his upper back. Here's the autopsy report. Cause of death was a spinal cord injury from being stabbed in the upper back by a bladed weapon. Estimated time of death, you say? How can you know such a thing? I want to know. Well, Barbed Head, out with it. Oh, so the Princess of the Spirit Medium Kingdom is interested in forensic science? I have no interest in science, forensic or otherwise. Nevertheless, I will someday be queen. As such, it would be wise to know what silly things the common folk believe in. There's nothing silly about it. I'll have you know, even Prosecutor Sadmahi holds forensics in high regard. Does he? Perhaps I should not underestimate the power of science. Still, I suppose it's nothing much compared to my divination seance. Wow. She really doesn't have an adorable bone in her body. And I think she's actually interested. Would you mind explaining it to her? Guess I have to now. Okay, there are many ways to estimate the time of death, but the most well-known method uses the change in body temperature. Interesting. Body temperature drops at a steady rate from the moment a person dies. That means we could tell how long someone's been dead by measuring their temperature. I see. That was quite enlightening. Barbed Head, present your forehead now. What? Why? You feel just a little over 95 degrees. It seems you are not dead yet. Of course I'm not. It was but a jest. After all, you're still the dead lawyer walking. Fail to see the humor in any of this. Were there any witnesses? With so many people here at the plaza, you'd think somebody would have seen something. You'd think so, wouldn't you? We haven't found a single witness. How's that even possible? Because everyone was bent over, utterly devoted to prayer, naturally. Oh, right, the back-shattering pose that nearly killed me. Still, you'd think someone would have noticed something. Thought so too, but the monk's scarf he had on, no one could see the dagger in his upper back. Oh, okay. That's the excuse they're going with. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer, they didn't see or hear anything. Can't believe this. What you choose to believe is your own choice, but the fact remains there are no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence. The dagger. Sadly, yes. Murder weapon. Could you tell me about the murder weapon? The killer used the Warbod dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Kira. It was discovered impaled on the victim's upper back. The accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not? Yes, they were. Dagger modeled after a Warbod, said to have been used by Lady Kira. With such irrefutable evidence, there's no questioning the accused's guilt. Not so fast. What about a motive? Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. What do the police think about this matter? Motive. Maya had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. So you say, but let's hear now what the police think about the matter. Police believe Maya's Lady Kira figure who's been battling the rebels. And since Mr. Zealot was the disciple of the High Priest who turned out to be a rebel, he too was likely a rebel and therefore met the same untimely demise as his teacher. Yes, that is how the police currently view this crime. There's no way that Maya is that Lady Kira vigilante. I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going with what today's trial concluded. Really blew it in court today, huh? That message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but not sure it's related to this case. We've paid a visit to all the people and places connected with this case. I think it's about time you prepared yourself for the inevitable, don't you? Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright? Emma. Can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating. What are you two sneaks up to? I'd advise you to get back to work if you are done here, Detective. Otherwise, I'll report you to Prosecutor Sadmahi for dereliction of duty. I'm going. Well, see you later, Mr. Wright, and good luck. Well, Barbed Head, is it not time to give up? No, there's still someone I need to talk to first. So are you ready to give up, Barbed Head? Any more of this and you will cause Lady Inmi to suffer more than she already is. I understand what you mean, but I can't give up that easily. After all, I have to defend Maya in court. Stubborn fool. But you've already been found guilty. If you wish to continue floundering about, I suppose now is your last chance. I'll take every chance I can get. What to do? What, have you given up already? Not even close. Still, it does feel like I'm barely treading water over here. Water? Do all the people in your country go for a swim when they are troubled? If so, seek the rivers on the edge of town. There you'll find all the water you need. Go ahead, paddle to your heart's content. English idioms go right over her head. This is the sacred dagger used in the purification rite. In using it for murder, the vile criminal known as Maya Fey shall be cursed for all eternity. Nothing's been proven yet, so stop treating her like a criminal. How to explain the accused fingerprints all over the dagger, then? And the fact that Ater'ihbil was slain with this very weapon. I hate it when I have no comeback. Adama, for your thoughts? Ugh, get that thing away from me. Maya 11, Detention Center. Maya sure looks tired. I'm so sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during that trial earlier today. I'm sorry too, Nick. I never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too once you were convicted under that stupid law. I saw the edge of the screen shaking in my preview, but it hasn't done that in the game. Nick, you should really withdraw from this case. Maybe they'll even commute your sentence if you do. That I saw. I could never abandon you like that. You might not believe me, but I'm going to pull off a win. Somehow. It's not like I don't believe in you, it's just... Don't worry, maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. You're awfully quiet, Your Benevolence. It is only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you a good talk before you depart from this world. Sorry, but we're not giving up yet. We won't till the bitter end. There's no need to put on a brave face. Your fates were sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. The Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from that neophyte practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Wait. Was that her attempt at comforting me? Barbed Head, further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle. Accept the judgment that's been passed down upon you. She obviously doesn't know me very well. Then perhaps your sentence will be commuted, and hold it right there, Your Benevolence. Why do you always have to be like that? Maya, what is the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your souls. Nick here is risking his life to defend me. And that is why I told you it will come to naught. No, it won't! Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to do. He's defending his client, no matter what. Enough. There's no place for the lawyers in the Hall of Justice. For we have the divination seance. But your insights were wrong. Ugh. Oh boy, that's gotta hurt. Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. So I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? Do the victim's souls or the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? Oh, you dare bring Her Holiness's name into this? You know nothing, you phony baloney. Please, you two, enough already. Sorry, Nick, I got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh? No, I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner. How dare you mock me so? You will not get away with this. I was a fool to show you compassion, and to think I could convince you to accept your fate. So struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You will receive your just deserts, as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. Maya dunks on a 15-year-old, yep. Can see straight through that contorted smile on your face, you know. She may say these terrible things, but it's just the way she was raised, I guess. Zealot's murder. You try to remember what happened one more time. I've been trying as hard as I can, but I can't remember anything from the middle of the rite onward. Oh, right, you suddenly felt sleepy and everything after that's a blank. Even so, I didn't kill anyone, and I'm not the one going around dressed like Lady Kira. Princess wasn't raised right when she's seen her parents. Although it's kind of cool to think that there's a mysterious female vigilante out there. Right. Pere Zealot. Were you close to Acolyte Zealot? We met several times during the meetings about the rite, but I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet. Didn't you eat together the day before the Wright? Yeah, we ate this one super stinky dish, but it was actually really good. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it was love at first bite. Like, you know the salty noodles at Eldun's Noodles? It's like if you added garlic and herbs to that and then let it simmer for a really long time. Sounds more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point. I'm going... God. It's just making me look forward to Friday more. I'm going to K-Pot. Nessie and I are going to get our hot pot on. Huh. Now I miss ramen, too. So what was Acolyte Zealot like while you were eating? He seemed to be enjoying the food. But as soon as we were done, he left to go pray. And what did you do? Oh, I returned to the temple to prepare for the Rite. That coincides with Mrs. Inmee's description of the events. Lady Kira's identity. Switching my drink. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Kira? When the Rite started, it was just me and Abbott Inmee. But the seance vision showed a third figure who looked like Lady Kira. I know. Lady Kira, I wish I could have seen her in the flesh. Yeah. Let's stay focused on the case, shall we? It's supposed to have been impossible for a third party to enter the inner sanctum. But what if she came from the sky? You know, like that bushy bearded paratrooper. That mountain would have been no match for Lady Kira's wings. That's from the Pu'n Punisher TV show, right? How did you know? Because the real Lady Kira doesn't have wings. Oh, I've got it this time. Must be a secret room with a secret door at the inner sanctum. Do you know there are 88 secret Pu'n Punisher bases here in Khura'in? Can we please stop talking about the Pu'n Punisher show for a sec, Maya? I guess so. Keeping it real is much harder than it looks. Well, I should get going now. Sorry I wasn't any help. Don't worry, I've got this. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Eldun's or your favorite burger joint. You pick. Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large hamburg steak topping on my salty bowl. Best of both worlds. You can have whatever you like. First I have to beat the charges. I almost forgot. What is it? I have a favor to ask. Okay, but why are we whispering? I forgot I left something at the High Priest's house. It's super important. Would you mind getting it and holding on to it for me? Sure, so what's the super important thing? It's the bag. In my bag, you'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs this rite. It's called a Tome of Secrets. That does sound important. How could you leave something like that just lying around? That explains all the whispering. If Rafa found out, all heck would break loose. Look, it's got Lady Kira's real name written in it, so... Oops! Don't tell anyone I told you that. In fact, just forget I said anything at all. It's supposed to be a secret. Tome of Secrets contains... secrets? Imagine that. What are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. It's just she forgot something, so I told her I'd go get it. You're up to something, I just know it. Thanks, Nick. I'm counting on you. And we're gonna probably stop here. This is later than I wanted to go. Can't believe the sacred dagger was used in a murder. Only a truly irreverent individual would dare do such a thing. And it was your fingerprints that were found upon the weapon. How do you explain that? I used the dagger during our rehearsals. That's why it has my fingerprints on it. And how do I know you're not lying? Why won't you believe me? Just let it go, Maya. There's no changing her mind right now. First Abbott Inmee and now Acolyte Zealot. Spare me your crocodile tears. We both know it was you who slew those pious men. No, it wasn't me. Nick, how can we make her understand? Probably only by getting to the bottom of things in court tomorrow. Next trial has 2 parts, yeah. I don't know how much more investigation there is to do here, but I know that it's probably not much. I think it's like maybe 1 or 2 more scenes, but it's late. I just want to stop. We took this picture during the Feast of Blessings, before all those unthinkably tragic things happened. Unthinkable? I doubt that. You were surely plotting your murderous rampage at the time. I was thinking nothing of the sort, especially not during that meal. The smell of gingle was so strong, I couldn't think of anything else. Oh, Jingil, not Gingil. Because it's like ginger. Ginger and garlic. Yeah, well, it is a rather intense aroma. I don't even want to know how strong the smell of Jingyil gives up close. Jingyil, I don't know. My Pu'n Punisher strap. There's only one of them in the entire world. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life. Your benevolence, I can't help but notice how hard you're staring at the strap. Me? Want that? Sorry, but you are sorely mistaken. Hey, your benevolence, would you let me out of here in exchange for that strap? What a preposterous idea. Didn't stop you from entertaining it, though, did it? I'm gonna go back here and then I'm gonna save. So I don't have to navigate at the beginning of the part. The ever-popular double save. Alright, getting there. We're getting there. Probably 1 or 2 more days of this case ahead. And then case 4 is probably going to be like 1 stream. And then case 5 is going to be like maybe like 4 or 5. It's pretty damn long. Also depends on how long I stream each part, because as long as I'm doing Tomodachi, it's going to be abbreviated a bit. Good night. Oh, thank you, Ayla. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I appreciate it. I'm going to eat something, go to bed. I will be back tomorrow with more Tomodachi and more Ace Attorney. That's just going to be this whole 3-day chunk. In the meantime, if you want to watch more streams, you can check out twitch.tv/team/littlespace. It's just me and Writer Fluff as usual at this time, but check them out when you can. They are open for applications for their new wave of members. So if you identify with that community, please feel free to apply. And so I'm going to go ahead and raid. Who can I raid here? Squeaky Orca is playing Tomodachi Life. Let's do it. Oh, they're taking a BRB, though. And they just got raided. And they just wanted an ad break. Okay, you know what? Swervin'? We're gonna raid Cookies TV instead. They're playing Borderlands 2. But I do recommend checking out Squeaky Orca when you get the chance. Anyway, you'll have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow night with more. And you all take care and have a great day and be great and be good and be awesome and... yeah. Be kind. That's the best thing I could ask people to do. Anyway, good night.
Too cool.